Hello, hello. I am Coach Corey Sartori. I empower high-achieving female entrepreneurs to cultivate a growth mindset, get clarity on their goals, and create more balance and abundance in their life and in their business. So today we're going to talk about imposter syndrome. This is something that studies have shown 70% of entrepreneurs feel. People feel this from time to time, whether it's in their business, whether it's in their career. We feel like imposters. So if you are feeling this, know that you are not alone. It is something that many of us deal with. I work with a lot of female entrepreneurs. I actually work for a coach and I coach the coaches that she is teaching how to create a coaching business. And every single one of them feels imposter syndrome. They feel like they don't have enough knowledge, that they don't have enough experience, that they don't know what to say, they don't want to know what to teach. And so I have supported so many women, especially recently, with this feeling of imposter syndrome. If you are someone who's felt self-doubt, if you feel like you're failing at your business, or maybe even in your career, sometimes even in motherhood, we feel like we're failures because we're imposters, we don't know what we're doing. But imposter syndrome is something that so many of us deal with and feel, and it can absolutely hold you back. Some of the women that I've worked with, that I've coached for this coach, they are so in their head about not knowing enough, not having enough experience, that they are stopping themselves from moving forward. They don't believe in themselves enough to keep working towards the goals they have in their business. They overthink. And imposter syndrome a lot of times is overthinking. We're thinking we're not good enough. We are fearing failure. We're trying to be perfect, and it doesn't serve us. And so today I want to share with you some actions to help you overcome imposter syndrome, because you know you are not alone. So first, let me tell you some signs that you might be suffering from imposter syndrome. Some of us are like, what is imposter syndrome? I don't even know what that means or what you're talking about. So let me share with you some signs that might give you an idea if you're dealing with imposter syndrome right now within your business. So some of that might be perfectionism. If you are trying to be perfect, know that it will never happen. And perfectionism will keep you stuck. So some of the female entrepreneurs that I work with, they want their business to be perfect before they launch it or before they share about it on social media. And I will tell you, just do it messy. It's not about being perfect. People don't know if you're perfect. So do 80%, your 80%. I don't know what your 80% is, but like 80%, just do it. Put it out into the world, because it's not about being perfect. It's about doing it messy. Another reason you might be feeling like you're an imposter, or why you could be dealing with imposter syndrome, is you're attributing your success to luck. And I've seen this. I've seen women are like, oh, I just got lucky. It just happened for me. I don't know how it happened. Instead of acknowledging that they put in hard work, they know what they're talking about, and that they are powerful, they just say, oh, I just lucked out. It just happened for me. And that is not true. Very often they put in years and years of work to get to where they are. Another thing that could tell you if you're dealing with imposter syndrome is you're unable to recognize your success. You're not acknowledging yourself for how much you have done. And so these things can tell you if you are dealing with imposter syndrome. And so now I want to share with you how to overcome that, because it will keep you stuck and it will hold you back from moving forward. Another thing that I know that I've talked to a lot of women about when it comes to imposter syndrome is that fear of failure. There's so much fear when they are running a business. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of what other people think. And that fear makes them feel like an imposter, like they're not going to be able to do it. And guess what? Every single one of us deals with fear. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of not being good enough. But you have to be able to move past this fear so you can create more success in your life and in your business. So let's dive in. So what are some actions that you can take to help you overcome imposter syndrome? So the first thing is acknowledge these feelings. So acknowledge your imposter feelings. Something that I tell my clients to do is journal about it. it really helps to get it out on paper, to see what is in your head, right? Because very often we try to keep things in our head and then we replay it and then we replay it and we overthink about it. And then you're trying to go to bed and you're thinking about all of this. And so getting it out on paper, journaling about like, what are these feelings that you're having? Why do you feel like these feelings are coming up for you? Like recognizing them is the first thing. I mean, a lot of what I tell my clients and when I work with people is like, a lot of this is self-awareness, is building awareness around actions, habits, patterns, and thoughts, right? That constant thought pattern of, I'm not good enough, I'm going to fail, that will keep you stuck. And that is imposter syndrome. And so the first thing is you have to recognize those thoughts that are keeping you stuck and then change those thoughts. So what I often tell people, I just told somebody this today on a call, is you have to start telling yourself a new story. Because if you don't have that self-belief, if you don't have that faith in yourself, you are going to keep yourself stuck. So once you're aware of those thoughts that are holding you back, that are making you feel like an imposter, you need to stop them, and then you need to start telling yourself a new story. So instead of, I'm going to fail, it can be, what can I learn from my failures? And it can be, I am confident, I'm powerful, right? A lot of it is positive affirmations, but you have to start telling yourself a new story, and you have to believe it. If you do not have the faith in yourself, if you do not have the belief in yourself, you will stay stuck and you will go nowhere. So you have to build awareness around those thoughts, stop them, and then start writing a new story. The next thing is understand the root cause. So a lot of imposter syndrome is limiting beliefs. And limiting beliefs, we talked about this last week in this group, limiting beliefs keep us stuck. A lot of our limiting beliefs started when we were kids and we're not even aware of it. Very often our limiting beliefs are told to us or something happens between the ages of 5 to 10. In that age range, something happens and then we create a limiting belief around it. And then by the time we're 10 years old, that limiting belief is our limiting belief. And we will carry it into our teenage years and we will carry it into our adulthood. And then we have to spend our whole adulthood trying to unlearn these beliefs that we created in childhood. So like if, you went home from school one day and you said, Mom, I want to be a doctor. And your mom's like, you're not smart enough for that. We don't have enough money to pay for that schooling. It will never happen for you. In that moment, you created a limiting belief about yourself, or you may have, right? Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I will never have enough money to do this. And that limiting belief will keep you stuck. So you need to understand the root cause of these beliefs, because until you have that awareness, until you know when it started, you're not able to really start healing from it and letting go. Because I think when you have that awareness of like, oh, this is when it started, then you can start saying like, okay, well then this is when it came up again in my life. And then, oh, here's another situation where it happened again. And you can start seeing the patterns that you've had throughout your life that have helped you feel this way. But now that you have that awareness, you can start unlearning them. And that is so, so powerful. So acknowledge the feelings and then build awareness around where did they start, so you can start healing and letting go. And again, journaling is so powerful. Okay, and then the last thing is just reframe your thoughts. Again, this is like telling yourself a new story. This is positive affirmations. This is telling yourself that you can have and do anything. So a lot of like imposter syndrome is just changing your mindset. A lot of people, so I've worked with a female entrepreneur, and one of the things that she was struggling with was that imposter syndrome, I don't have enough experience, I don't have enough to offer my clients. And staying in that mindset was keeping her stuck. It was a very negative place to be. And so taking the time to acknowledge it and let it go, right? Acknowledge it. Where did it start? And then changing those thoughts helped her to start moving forward. Because if you stay stuck in that thought of, I'm not good enough, I'm going to fail, nobody likes me, I can't get enough clients, then that is exactly what will happen. You tell yourself that story long enough, that becomes your story. Or even if you're living in the past of like, well, I couldn't get clients then. I'm not getting clients now. If you're letting your past or present define your future, that is exactly what your future will be. And so you have to reframe your thoughts. So instead of telling yourself that you don't deserve success, reframe your thoughts to give yourself more credit and enjoy the experience. Saying things like, I help others. I am powerful. I am an amazing business owner. I am an incredible female entrepreneur. People like me. I am magnetic. Clients are drawn to me. That is so, so powerful. So imposter syndrome doesn't have to define you. I felt like, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I think there has been those moments where I have had that fear of failure or that imposter syndrome, or am I good enough? But choosing to tell myself a new story, choosing to do positive affirmations every day, choosing to read my vision out loud, choosing to write out my goals as if they're happening in the present moment helps me keep moving forward. And so there's so many actions you can take to let go of these thoughts and to let go of imposter syndrome. And the 3 again that I shared with you today are acknowledge these imposter syndrome and imposter feelings, maybe journal about them, understand the root cause, and then reframe your thoughts. So start telling yourself a new story. So these are so valuable and they will help you. It is a mindset thing. You have to get your mindset right if you want to be a successful female entrepreneur. That is bottom line. You have to have your mindset right. Because what I've learned as I've worked with female entrepreneurs and I've done a lot of studying and learning about them is like 50% fail in the first 5 years because of limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome, not feeling good enough. Being in their head and overthinking stops them from the growth that they want, and they just give up and they quit. And I don't want that for you. So if you follow me on my main social media, then you may have seen yesterday that I just launched my brand new program, Complete Transformation for Female Entrepreneurs. This is the best program I have ever created. It is so good. So a lot of you have shared in this group that you feel overwhelmed. You don't know what steps to take to grow your business. And so I took your feedback and I chose to create a program that will help all of you feel less overwhelmed, be more productive, have better time management, have a stronger mindset, and so much more. So we dive into planning, productivity, time management. We dive into mindset, letting go of limiting beliefs, building your confidence. We will do vision and goal work so you can get clarity on where you're headed. So the goals that you're actually working towards will help you get to that vision. We will also dive into how to sell yourself, social media marketing and email marketing, and so much more. So this is a 6-month program that will transform you and your business. I only have 4 spots open for this program right now, and I truly want you to transform your life and business. I know how magical it is when I hired my coach for my business, my whole world opened up. I was able to triple my income last year because I hired a business coach. And I know the same can happen for you. So if you are ready to transform your life and business, I want you to send me a DM right now with the word program to find out more about my amazing coaching program. This is the best program I've ever created, and I would love to share it with you and teach you how to be more successful in life and business. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I look forward to connecting soon.